Hey people, 5 Aces here, and welcome back to the wheel that is Auto Matching Company of Heroes 2. So this is a great feature for those of you who are unaware. This basically allows you to almost live spectate and cast regular matches on the played on the ladder. So this is basically live for all intents and purposes. Not quite, because there is obviously a delay, so you can't cheat by spectating. But it is a wonderful feature indeed, and it allows us to basically gamble. And this puts my dopamine receptors already into overdrive, because it's like opening a loot box. Opening a loot box of replays, you never know what you're going to get. Is it going to take 5 minutes? Is it going to take 2 hours and 30 minutes? Yeah, both are equally as likely to happen. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's introduce our players. Spawning in as the United States Forces, it is VonIvan, a player I'm very well familiar with. He is one of the top ranked players, and he is known for his crazy aggressive style. He is someone who doesn't give you an inch, goes for crazy early game tactics all day, every day, and has played many a tournament. His success rate has been mixed, but I think he's on a good track anyway. And his opponent I know nothing about, but is playing as the Wehrmacht. It is going to be Mr. Alpha Strike. So, now in the quiet early few seconds, let us introduce... Okay, so first off, we're seeing wire fence going off for the engineers. German engineers here. So this basically denies cover to your opponent, because if they're fighting in front of this wire fence from this side, then that means negative cover for them. They're going to lose the engagement, whereas the tractor provides heavy cover. So from this side, you're going to have heavy cover. From this side, it's going to be an absolute shit show, and you're just going to get turned into Swiss cheese in a matter of seconds by the Sturmpyros, or regular pyros. Ooh, this windmill is a gorgeous model. Awesome. Anyway, so then let's also... Wow, this cow provides yellow cover. What the fuck? How does that even happen? Right. Graphical fidelity is set to high, by the way. So... anyway, we're going to be talking about the mechanics, the base mechanics of Company of Heroes a little bit more. So it's squad-based, and you also have a commander to pick. And depending on what commander, you basically have a selection of 3 commanders pre-game, and you may choose to lock them in instantly, which has happened here for both. But there is also the option of just waiting and surprising the enemy with your commander pick. Ooh, those pyres are waiting in ambush, because pyres are pretty good up close. They've got submachine guns, so... Oh, this is... Okay, is this some sort of fuel drop, huh? Certainly does look like it. But anyway, those 2 rifle squads waiting in ambush. Oh, the pyres are not gonna have a good day. Good fight, good... Wait, they're still... Oh, okay. Now they're seeing each other. So in green cover, they obviously take a lot more damage, a lot less damage, or just take a lot more time to take damage is what I was trying to get at. But still, no major casualties here. Just a 1 model drop and a couple health points down. Which is annoying as Wehrmacht, because as Wehrmacht you don't have instant access to a medic squad. Which, conversely, the Soviets do have that. But Americans don't have that luxury either. They need to purchase a quarter-ton ambulance, and that's a unit that costs you fuel. So in the middle, we're seeing a very dense pack of 3 grenadiers being purchased by Alpha Strike. So he's going on he's basically going on a blob hunt for some straggler squads. But the Dushka has been set up. Oh, ho, 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 ho. So a couple words about the Dushka. There is regular machine guns. And there is Dushkas. Wait, no, it's a 50 cal. Sorry, that's not the United States Forces. That's the United States Forces, not the Russians. But has the same icon. It is an extremely heavy machine gun. M2HB 50 cal. That thing that just shreds infantry, and that is a doctrine-specific or commander-specific unit. So that is a good time to talk about the commanders here. Alright, we're also seeing some suppression coming out from this MG team. That's a regular MG42 team. Oh my goodness! The Pyro's getting cut to size here. Yeah, this squad of riflemen has to yield almost immediately. It is actually standing the risk of getting killed. Maybe the cow is going to provide some much needed cover, some much needed respite. Okay. Rifleman squad gets away at 3 models. That's kind of that's a miracle. Ooh, that's going to be a nasty cutoff. Also, the first Sturmgewehre are popping up here. That's the, no, it's the LMG. MG42 LMG. Which makes the Grenadiers really, really lethal against American units. There is a cutoff that's been taken, where we see that on the minimap here. So this sector, this entire western front is not producing resources for VonIvan anymore. This couldn't be a worse start. Not really. Yeah, his early game aggression not coming through here in the clutch. Double heavy machine gun. Double 50 cal is trying to decrew this machine gun. It is obviously able to be recrewed in a matter of seconds, but that's a heavy early game commitment. This basically means that there's not going to be any major squads out from VonIvan. And those things are very static. So this basically enshrines that you're going to be playing a static style. You can't really go on the aggression with machine guns. Best you can do is lock down sectors. And as you can see, the MG42 LMGs, oh my lord. Yeah, this is a dead 50 cal. This is already a terrible start for VonIvan. He's recrewing right now, but it's standing the risk of getting decrewed over and over again. Whoa, alright. We've got some fun on ice. Some ice skating, figure skating stuff going on here with this guy. Alright. Still having the shakes. Still having some PTSD. I mean, that's very understandable. Ooh, veterans popping up on the Grenadiers. So a really, really good early game for Alpha Strike. There is also a scout car out, the SDKFC 222. And right now it's being met with the M5A1 Stewart, which is bang for buck slightly better. And the squads here are suppressed, so they're not going to get... Oh, this one actually got a Panzerfaust in. That is nasty. Ooh, this is a bad position here for the Stewart. And there is going to be one more Panzerfaust to follow that up with. Oh my goodness, this is terrible news. This Panzerfaust sealing the deal, and VonIvan is cut down to size. He has very little in the way of squads right now. Ooh, he's purchased the quarter-ton ambulance, which was a very much needed purchase at that point, because his squads are suffering health-wise. Sometimes you can get back out on the field with full models, but still half health, because your individual models have such low health. They're being mostly patched up now. So he's got 2 squads of riflemen. He's got the lieutenant, which is basically the American way of taking up. If you purchase this squad, you're going to be on tier 1 instead of tier 0. And the 50 cals. Look at that, the 50 cals. 0 kills, almost barely any veterancy. This has just been a pounding. And VonIvan has been on the receiving end. But anyway, there is so much more to talk about here. First, let's start with the commanders. There is the Blitzkrieg Doctrine, very aptly named. That was some Blitzkrieg indeed, from Alpha Strike. And Blitzkrieg has a command tank at 0 command points. So command points, basically, they are just a measurement for how much damage you have inflicted upon your opponent and how much damage you have taken as well. So this is basically just going to increase over time, and the more aggressive the game is, the faster you want to tech up there. 50 cal is duking it out with the guys in the building. Yeah, the guys in the building are certainly going to take the win here. Puck is already out as well for Alpha Strike, so he's prepared for a vehicle response. Ooh, the lieutenant has been upgraded with bazookas. That makes him less effective in infantry combat, and that is probably what he needs more now. There is one SDKFZ out at the moment. Man, there is a very Wehrmacht-centric map here. And the 50 cals are getting shredded wherever they're moving. Gotta say, just keeping Alpha Strike, keeping VonIvan on his toes. And immediately patching up the SDKFZ as well. Bazookas are trying to line up a shot from behind the hedge. Or from behind the hay bales. Stack of hay bales. Alright, that's one bazooka. One Zook hit, but that is not gonna sway the SDKFZ. That thing is not gonna yield. Wait! Is he gonna get another one off? Oh my goodness, that is crazy aggressive. He's doing that under a Pio squad fire. If the bazooka drops, that would be terrible. Oh, the LMGs are lining up as well. This is a dead squad. The Zook guy is... yeah, gets gunned down. Fortunately, no weapon drop, because that's an RNG mechanic. This can also happen. Ooh, we're hearing some sort of support power. No? No support power. Oh, the squad as well! Extremely low, but gets away to pixel of health. SDKFC has certainly pulled its weight in this composition. Man, what a pounding. So, command tank can be purchased. That is just basically a support tank, not super combat effective. But it can be purchased at 0 command points, so you basically don't need any tech for it, and you don't need any... yeah, you can do that as soon as you've got the fuel. Then Panzer Tactician, that is a super useful passive that gives all of your tanks smoke projectors, so they can obscure the line of sight of enemy units, and can also basically just... it's a get out of jail free card. You press the button and your opponent can't see shit, and as a result, they are gonna be in a world of hurt. Alright. So, next up, there is another Stewart out. This is an early game vehicle. The fact that this is this is coming out 11 minutes into the game should tell you something about the state of this game, but yeah, VonIvan has never been one to play for the late game. I mean, he's still got some points to play around with, because his victory points are actually up. So he could play the late game, but it's VonIvan. Why the hell would he do that? Just not in his nature. I've always seen him play Soviets. Alright, more about the commander. Then there is tactical movement that just accelerates your infantry for a little. And we've got the recon overflight, which is just an all-around general useful scouting ability. Gives you a line of sight. Oh, MG pinning down the rifle squad. And unit number, and then we've got the Stuka close air support. That is an insanely good loiter, but it costs a lot of munis. 225, very expensive. Yeah, man, the MG42 heavy teams here are certainly punching above their weight class. Okay, this 50 cal has finally gotten some kills up. All right, there is a squad of rangers out, and those are really good in infantry combat. Close range, they're insane. Nade is being tossed by them as well. Ooh, lucky. Only hits the well. Bucket not falling down the well. So, lucky. Lucky break. On the other side, we're seeing Panzergrenadiere, which are just upgraded Grenadiere. A bit stronger, and they can purchase Panzerschreck, so that, again, that diminishes their anti-infantry firepower, so that's not always something you want to do. Sometimes upgrades are not strict upgrades, but rather side grades in Company of Heroes. So, what about the Stuart? Oh, there he is. So, American tanks have this wonderful ability where they can self-repair. But to do so, you need to disembark the crew. And that poses a risk, because this is now basically free-for-all. It's basically GTA. If you manage to get a squad into your opponent's tank while they're repairing, well, it's now your tank. So, risk and reward. But it is a free option of repairing your tanks without purchasing engineers, basically, or rear echelon as they're called. 50 cals are trying to gain some more ground, but so far they have just been shreked by Panzergrenadiere. Ooh, M51 already eats a Faust. Stewart not having the best of days. And the 50 cal is being pushed back yet another time. We've got some Browning automated rifles coming online onto the rifleman. So, okay, that is something. Oh, a gun crew got wiped out. That must have been this 50 cal. Yep, yep, yep. Oh no, is he gonna get to steal the 50 cal as well? No? He's not taking it. Schweinepriester. I love those insults. Very often. Oh my goodness, that was risky. So if you take a weapon, a support weapon, then your squad basically splits up, and at that moment you're down to one model. And if that one model gets swiped, then the entire squad dies. It's also a high-risk maneuver, but it's VonIvan. So what you're expecting? Yeah, you can purchase Browning automated rifles, or you can purchase bazookas. Zooks are not that effective. It's not. This is not open array. Company of Heroes certainly has a bit. Okay, we're seeing an active battalion command post. So that is basically the tier 3. Costs 120 fuel. Yeah, just saying, Mr. Blitzkrieg here, Alpha Strike is very close to having enough fuel for a Panzervier, and a Panzervier would absolutely devastate the lineup of VonIvan right now. The only anti... No, he has nothing because he lost his squad with the bazooka. VonIvan right now would be extremely vulnerable to even one single tank unit. What about the SDK of C222? I haven't seen it too active anymore. Must have died somewhere. Okay, there is a hotkey somewhere that allows you to basically show all the units, and I'm not finding that hotkey right now. Grenadiers are getting pushed back. Ooh, okay, that was some good damage at least. 50 cal is set up in a moderately well protected position. Ooh, there is an MG42. He's trying to gun it down, but I think the suppression is gonna kick in just in time. Alright. He yields. He is yielding. Alpha Strike is being pushed back. VonIvan still on 8 command points. Oh, we didn't talk about his commander pick just yet. Ooh, the Puck is in danger of getting killed. Heavy Cavalry Company, that is one of the staple commanders for the American forces. It's got rifleman defensive structures, so riflemen can basically just call in. Oh yeah, there's the Panzervier. There it is. And immediately purchasing the pintle-mounted machine gun as well, so it is much, much more effective against infantry. As soon as that upgrade comes online. Oh, this may be a wipe onto the rifleman squad. Yeah, this should be a wipe for all intents and purposes, yeah. There's just a little too much LMG 42 fire. Good night, sweet prince. Getting caught off guard. Here we've got the Panzervier just dissuading a rifleman squad from capturing the fuel point. But VonIvan has now managed to stabilize and gain a foothold on the southern perimeter. Middle still firmly in the hands of Alpha Strike. Bazookas are being obtained. That's the only anti-tank that he's got right now. Rangers with bazookas, I think that's really ineffective. Because half of the Rangers wants to be this semi-sniper squad, and then there is the other half that is just wielding anti-tank weapons. Right, the... Ooh, lucky. Stewart has gotten 1 kill. Oh god. Already cutting down the Rangers here. Ah, those Grenadiers. They're getting so much value. Yeah, you can see that they're not doing shit against infantry anymore with these side grades. Anyway, so riflemen can now build defensive structures, you know, fighting positions, sandbags. Mines are relatively useful, especially when your opponent has a Panzervier and you don't. Then we've got another faction special. There's the off-map smoke barrage, which is basically just obscuring line of sight. Ooh, oh no, not again. Not again. That is a dead Steward as well. And, oh my goodness. VonIvan absolutely getting shredded. His bazooka crew escaping just by the skin of its teeth. 2 Pucks now in the middle. We've got the Rangers, whom we've seen. Marksmanship, so they're semi-snipers. We've also got Combined Arms, which is just a buff. An all-around buff for all units in the vicinity. And then, that's the big ticket. That's the selling point of this commander, is the M26 Pershing. That is a super effective heavy tank, and if it gains Veterancy 2, I believe that's the one where his Veterancy 2 ability is that it auto-lobs grenades onto enemy infantry in the vicinity. That is so hilarious. But we're not gonna... I'd wager my money that we're not gonna be able to see a late game here. VonIvan constricted into his own base. He's got the Major Squad, which is the Tier 3 squad that you get for free, and that's basically just a support squad. Really useful unit abilities though, but all of them require munis. Munis is something that Mr. VonIvan doesn't have to spare at the time present. Man, like, how do you even fight this? The Germans are entrenched right in front of your base, and you don't have any anti-tank whatsoever. My lord, the Panzervier is getting so much value. Like, the only thing you can do is occasionally poke at it with the Ranger Squad. Oh, 50 cal, down to a sliver. Basically just the one gunman. Put that entire squad on his back. How many munis can he carry, huh? Oh no, Zook being dropped as well. Rip. I think the Grenadiers do not even want to pick this up. Oh no, the weapon slots are full anyway. You just purchase LMG, the LMG upgrade, and you've got no more weapon slots. Yeah, I mean, he's still got the fuel, so there's that going for him, but that's about to change. That is about to be rectified here. Oh my lord, there's the Panzervier command tank, there is the medium Panzervier. So this is the command tank, not as effective. It's got the little stub gun, whatever. But it's got the guy with the glasses. The Panzer Commander. This guy just oversees the entire vicinity, make sure that they're all putting in the work. Now diving back in as soon as the combat starts. Yeah, you can see that thing is not combat effective, but it is just another tank out on the field. Man, the bazookas are not great at penetrating enemy. Oh god. Okay, that's a Sherman. Bazookas are not great at penning enemy frontal armor because the Germans have very heavily armored tanks, and yeah. There are 2 of them out here, and there is 1 ranger squad that has to do all the heavy lifting. This is another support weapon down. Yeah. See you later. Man, what was the game plan here? Gun crew just got wiped out. Okay. Sherman making its presence felt. But it is gonna run into, almost immediately gonna run into a Panzer IV and a lot of anti-tank fire. This is a dead Sherman. Oh my goodness, this is not the way to start the comeback. Yeah. This is over for all intents and purposes. Is he trying to capture this? The madman? Is he doing it? No. That would be a bit of a risky maneuver. Man, the squads are just getting cut down to size. That is probably... yeah. Yep. The GG being called. Rightfully so. VonIvan is a great player, but he also knows when to hold them and when to fold them. Oh, we've got the perma machine gun fire. That's a known bug. So the audio from the machine gun loops indefinitely now. So we're gonna pan away from that. Man, that was a brutal thrashing from the German player, delivered to VonIvan. I feel the 50 cals just didn't cut the mustard. They were outflanked every single time, and yeah, support weapons do not mesh well with an aggressive playstyle. With support weapons, you want to settle down, you want to creep your way forward across the map and let the enemy run into them. But if you're repeatedly playing aggressive with them and trying to lock down forward points, you're going to get outflanked. That is exactly what happened here. And Alpha Strike making beautiful use of the command tank just to soak up some damage. Other than that, we haven't seen too many faction-specific. We've seen the Ranger call in, but they haven't been too great. They're a cool squad, don't get me wrong. Got some decent sniping power, but not in this game. This was not the game for them. Alright, I'm hyped to be casting some more Company of Heroes 2. By the way, some people have asked me about the image quality. Image quality is, weirdly enough, really good on my PC, and somehow, even after I've converted the video, it's still really good, and then I'll upload it to YouTube, and all of a sudden the uploaded version has this mushy quality to the texture, which is really weird, even in open array. So if someone knows what's going on, please elaborate, please help me figure out what the issue here is. Yeah, hyped to be casting some more Company of Heroes 2, and also hyped for RHL Season 13, which is the cast I'm going to be using as a palate cleanser after this overly German thrashing here. Right, thanks for watching, I'll see you next time. 5 Aces, out.